So Riot Games put out this video just today, like 3 hours ago or something like that, going over a lot of the stuff that's going to be seen in Project L, primarily like a few of the offensive things, the tag system, and some defensive options. It looks very good. I've already watched all through it and talked a little bit about it, but I want to make a video about it to just really give some insight for anybody that just stumbles upon this one up. If you're unaware who I am, I go by the alias Bojack. I am a high-level BB tag player. I do a lot of commentary for the game. I've studied it a lot. I mess a lot with a lot of these team games, and Project L looks amazing. So, and I wanted to talk a little bit about it and give you some some insights, and also just have a little discussion piece or anything about it. I'm not really gonna go like super hard on this early portions because just talking about the game, talking about Alawi, which Alawi does look very cool in all honesty. Like, I'm gonna have it muted for the video purposes, but like the tentacle interactions look kind of interesting, just with how I'm curious on how that's gonna work out. Obviously, they said that this was very early on in development, so I don't really want to go too hard about it. But I just know like this move right here, looks very good when you consider the systems that we're about to get into. So I'm gonna skip ahead in the video here and talk about. They're talking a lot about making this game easy to access with like easy combos and whatnot, but also making it flashy and so on. BB Tag did a very similar thing. If you know the game, that you know it, but it's all about getting these games that are like hard, like easy to learn, hard to master, and that's the approach they're going with. Which it can be done. It can be very fun. So we'll see how that goes. As far as a lot of these system mechanics go, I will say off rip, the movement, like they talk a little bit about it here, right?
Mastery through how you move.
Like, he's entirely right with this
Gameplay that
statement.
has quick, fluid movement at its core is extremely important to us. We believe there are a ton of opportunities for player expression and mastery through how you move.
Movement is one of the most important things when it comes to a fighting game. It defines like just a lot about the game in general. If you have a game that is all about slow movement, then it's going to be higher neutral focus. It's going to be a lot more about these different neutral interactions. You'll see a lot of that like in DNF, Street Fighter, so on. The faster the game is, the more it's going to look way more chaotic. Think Skullgirls, right? Skullgirls is a very fast-paced game for a lot of characters. It's just a lot of players. You're going to have like that plus assists and so on going crazy. BB tags, kind of that middle ground. Some games you'll have incredibly fast, just like going and going in. Other games are going to be way slower, just depending on the team comps, which is probably going to be something we're going to be seeing here. They go over the movement a little bit here, and the movement generally looks very good. Like, these jumps look a little floaty. I don't know if you noticed that with the way Echo jumped, but they do mention. Yeah, like you can see the jump is a little floaty there, but he mentions the movement options here, right?
Run, dash, chain dash, jump, long jump, and super jump.
So like a long jump and a super jump. I don't know. We don't know exactly what's getting shown in like a lot of these clips in terms of like, is the jump Echo did here, is it a normal jump or is it a super jump? I want to say that this is just a normal jump, but you can also see where he is able to like cancel his jumps with this little hop and also go back to his Echo that he set up earlier. But jumps look a little floaty. Everything else looks really solid. And also with like the different options that characters are going to have, it's going to be very interesting for the movement. The movement is right now like the second thing that I'm really interested in for this game. But you can see like they have like where Ari here is doing just getting a lot of backdashes off. So I'm curious on how the frames and things like that are going to work with backdash. And a lot of the stuff obviously we don't know. It's just going to be me talking and speculating and so on. So in this offense, not really too much to talk about. I'm going to talk more about it when it comes to some of the defense and how offense is going to interact with some of the defense from what I was looking at. So you can see right here, I don't know if there's... So right now, they didn't say if there's going to be like a barrier, faultless defense, or things like that in the game. And I don't know if this might just be a Jinx and Echo thing. But like, look how much pushback there is on these normals, right? This is a jab into like a medium, I assume. And he is so far away. And then Echo comes in with a jump in, a normal sword swing, and he whiffs that attack. Like, that is, look at the pushback from, like, just look at this pushback. Like, I don't know if that's like a faultless defense, if there's like a barrier being used, or if it's like some sort of, they show push block later in this video, but it doesn't, this isn't push block. So I'm curious on what this is. If that's just how it looks. Like, if that's just gonna be some of the blocks done with it. Like, you can see where Darius is hitting her here, and granted we don't get to see the pushback on that big axe swing, but push block is here, and then she's just able to act very quickly. If for people who did not play early BB Tag, like BB Tag 1.0, I hope to God this is not I hope that they look at that and they look at how powerful push block was in early BB Tag, because one of the biggest things that defined early BB Tag characters was their ability to use push block plus a move. Right, Nu was one of the best characters because she had a lot of things going on for her, but she had push block plus 5B, and it punched majority of like buttons you could press. It really made the way that you pressure Nu very different than a lot of characters. It was very difficult. Same Gordeau with push block 5B was ridiculously good. It was also like one of his best starters, if not his best starter, I'm pretty sure. So like that was so important in the early game of BB Tag. And if it's the same in this, like if push block is like toxic, that's gonna be an issue. Because like you could see, like just I'm gonna let it play out in full. Like it looks like Darius was able to recover in time, but I'm curious on how like some of these other moves may interact with this. Because you can see clearly like full screen, knocked full screen. Like that is already very good. One of the main things that I'm looking at for this push block is how does it interact with the sandwich situation, what resources is it going to cost, and how what's the block stun going to look like in the final version of it after you do your push block. Is it going to be based off the move still, or is it going to be like BB Tag, which reduced it to like 10 frames of block stun? Regardless of what you blocked, like if you push blocked, it just reduced it to 10 frames. So that's why the whole button thing became an issue, because regardless of what you blocked, push block made it 10 frames. So you're able to press a button afterwards, and if they had high recovery frames on that button because it has high block stun, reducing that block stun just made it punishable. So it was very predominant in the early state. Like, it was very predominant. Pushblock is still very, very good in BB Tag. Do not get that mistaken. But it's, in the early game, it was bad. Like, it was just not a good... It was not good. They talk about the whole, you know, they were planning for 1-on-1 and then 2v2. And then they talk about the tag systems. Now, if you've seen BB Tag Twitter or anything, you will have seen where people are talking about this, because there is some cool shit going on here. They show up, they do this little compilation that you can see here, just kind of using assists with their combos and stuff. He has that little, like, jump in and then dash cancel. You can see where Ari's able to get, like, her 5P or whatever off for one of her assists and then tag right in and continue the combo. I mean, that's just cool. That's just going to be an easy way to keep, just an easy way to get your characters in and out. I'm really curious. I don't think they will. I'm curious on if they're going to do, like, a BB Tag and, like, Skullgirls and so on type of mechanic, like Marvel, where it's, if your one teammate dies, then you just have the other, and then it's just, like, a 2-on-1 scenario. Or if they go, like, the Tekken Tag 2 route, and, like, if one character dies, then you just, that round is over. I don't think they're gonna go Tekken Tag 2 route. I think this is just gonna be like just standard. But that would be very funny. I just wanted to bring that up because I thought that'd be very funny. They show off some of the other stuff here and there, like you have this launcher that it looks like you could just tag into your partner with, that they show off a couple of times, which is cool. Again, just an easy way to tag in. Ari here. This is what I was talking a little bit about with how the like block stun looks, because she does like a low into a telegraphed overhead, calls it assist to probably get a combo from it, and then you can just see where he does the burst tag, or the tag burst, whatever it's called in this like dynamic entry. And then she's immediately, like, Jinx is immediately able to like fire rockets and stuff, take advantage off of it. They have this funny snippet with like the flame trompers, and then just leading it to a combo. In the defense section, they showed, like, you know, you had a bush, you had a push block. Again, I'm curious if they have the faultless defense or anything like that. or just like another like an advanced block. But I'm also curious if how they interact with a guard button, if there is a guard button in this game, because mix up like this is not that good in a game with guard button, because all you have to do, the moment you block that, you see this little like flip going on. The moment you see this little flip over here, you just hold up and guard button. There's no threat of a cross up or anything. So if there is a guard button, that will define how a lot of the mix up in this game is played. If there isn't a guard button, then like your left-right mix is gonna get more dangerous. Which also comes into the case with how active switch and like assists play into like the system mechanics on offense. Just gonna play out this combo. Again, you can see you can get back into your character again and again. Like there's a lot of maneuverability between characters. They kind of talk a little bit about some of this stuff. So you can see here, they're going over just some of the different things with the assist action. This one, looks like the same animation for Darius, at least currently, where he does the same thing except one is keeping him standing, the other is knocking him very far away.
You can even hold the input to
and then you also get a charge one. So I guess there's like 3 technically. I'm not sure if how they met that, but then you have active switch, handshake tag, active switch. It's BB tags, active switch. They should go over a little bit like sandwich situations again to talk about like this block stud. Like you can see where Jinx is getting pushed farther away, but like with Ahri, it looks like it's won't nearly as matter comparatively to like where Echo's was. So I'm curious on how pressure is gonna look in like a longer block string, but obviously she's able to like air dash in with the cross up, get the sandwich situation now, and then Echo gets to tag in and go for this quick low that she was blocking high for. But I'm really curious on where you can tag and how cross-up protection works in this game. BB tag has a 5-frame cross-up protection or something like that, to where if the moment you tag from Ahri here over to Echo, if Ahri is doing a move still, like if she does like a jab into like that overhead and then tag into Echo, that overhead will be hitting, that will be a cross-up. So it can make it very difficult to actually block it in time. That's another thing, is not only how does cross-up protection work, how will this function in terms of if you do an overhead move or a move with like an overhead or a low property and then swap to the other character? Will it maintain that property or will it lose it? Because if it maintains the property, then I could already tell you right here, just from what we saw earlier, if it's the case where you can just like do like, if Ahri could do like the low and then go into overhead tag Echo, there will probably be a gap there, but that will present a DP, or like it's either you have to reversal it or you are going to eat that unblockable. That is a very easy setup that could be for an unblockable if the system mechanics work like that. We don't know. This is all just a speculation video. And they talk about dynamic save, which is basically your burst. You can see like this example where Jinx ends up blocking the burst. You can see the block stun animation and whatnot. And it looks like whenever she bursts it, he just gets fucking murdered. Like, he's just dead. And I don't know if that's just like a health thing that was going on there, or if it's just like you take like an HP penalty for it or whatnot. They don't really go heavy into detail with it, because obviously still early on. They still are probably like doing X and Y, trying a bunch of stuff out. But yeah, if you get your burst blocked, from at least this display, you fucking die. Which is funny. I don't think that's going to be the case. It's probably just a health bar thing. It's probably just to show like how drastic it is for whenever it doesn't work out for you. But just like, yeah. It's interesting. In every game, if you get your burst blocked, you fucking die. So it's not like it's an apt example. I'm very much interested in how Pushblock, like, I'm very interested on what type of resources Pushblock uses. I want to know more about the properties of like the characters and if their moves keep the same properties and stuff as they swap out. I assume they will, but there is a case where in order to avoid like a lot of unblockables, if moves with like a lower overhead property lose that property whenever you tag it to the other character, it would prevent like an abundance of unblockables that could potentially plague the game, or make it easier to defend in the game. Also, how cross-up protection works in that same regard. If you look at BB tag, for example, you can do like Adachi 5B Azeodyne active switch. That is such a fast cross up that is ridiculously hard to block. And that ties into like how push block works again. Because if push block is very resource intensive, the teams that could force these sandwiches and then force an unblockable or like do things like that, like very difficult to react to mix up, then push block is going to be very important. But how you build your bar, how much bar you have, and how much bar the push block costs will really determine that. Because if it costs a lot, then teams that could set up these quick sandwiches, like we saw there with the RE Echo, if they could set up very easy sandwiches, they have to push block in order to not die effectively, or like not to eat an unblockable or like a ridiculously hard to block mix up. Then they will be draining your resources very quickly for realistically not too much risk. So that is very important to consider whenever like looking at things like that. Again, this is all speculation. I don't know if Pushblock even costs meter or anything, or if it has its own like set cooldown or how it interacts. When more system mechanics come out or more discussion can be had around those sorts of things, I'm probably just going to drop another ranting video about it. But as it stands, the game looks like the game visually looks very neat. I like the idea with a lot of the system mechanics. And I mean, dude, it's free. I'm going to play it. I'll try it out. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. Did you like the video? I'm not doing that shit.